Hello, I'm Cat, and if you ever feel like Minecraft is just a little bit too much effort, I mean sure, everyone knows how to get food for themselves, everyone knows how to build a shelter, everyone knows how to find iron, diamond, how to brew potions, make TNT, but sometimes you want the game to just do a little bit of that for you. And sure, creative mode exists, but it feels a bit like cheating, because it basically is, and that's why in today's video I wanted to show you a great alternative to that, because this is a seed that just gives everything to you. There are so many freebies handed to you by this seed. You can already see some of it right now. There's a village there, a desert temple there, another desert temple there, and even an upturned shipwreck. It gets better as you see more of this seed, and that's why I wanted to showcase it, funnily enough, in creative mode, because this is the ultimate seed for getting free loot. So welcome back to Seed Sunday, the weekly series where I show you seeds for Minecraft, which are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way, and allow me to just beeline straight towards the thing that caught my eye first, because I loaded up over 100 different seeds, and this was seed number 92 that I found. The thing that I found most interesting right off the bat was this right here. As you can see, it is a shipwreck which decided, you know what, sometimes it's a lot of effort to go below the water and look for a shipwreck down there. I mean, you have to keep a track of your oxygen meter. It's just a lot of effort. You know what I'd rather do? I'd rather just explore it while it's on the surface. This is a shipwreck which shouldn't be here, which just so happened to, and which is convenient enough, you know, great for you, the explorer, that just feels like it's too much effort, and therefore you can get some free emeralds, some free lapis lazuli, some free iron, plus some iron nuggets, which are great too for making lanterns or whatever. It's just a really nice find that also would work as a great first shelter if you wanted it to. But the great thing about this shipwreck is the fact that if you look in the lower deck, you can find yourself a buried treasure map. And these treasure maps, you know, sometimes they're a lot of effort, like locating exactly where it is can be tricky, but look at where this one leads you. It leads you just over here. As you can see, it literally is 30 blocks north, and all you need to do from here is you need to dig down right over here, as you can see, at 200, 185, because this seed is lazy. You could do it yourself, but I mean, let's be honest, this isn't a huge challenge. You dig down 3 blocks from here, and what do you find yourself? You find yourself, oh, just over here apparently, 200, 184, and what you'll find yourself is a Heart of the Sea, one of the most valued possessions in Minecraft, but also you'll find TNT, a potion of warp breathing, some iron ingots, a name tag, chain armor. You know, this is just incredible stuff to find for free, but also you get a music disc, and not the cat or the, you know, the disc number 13, the ones no one's want. This is a nice music disc that will in fact impress your friends. Very clearly see. So yeah, it's really great having a free pirate ship. It's great having the loot from the pirate ship literally 30 blocks away. But you know what else is wonderful? The you know, desert temple that initially drew us there. I know I have to contain my love for the desert well. I mean, sometimes how are you gonna find water in a desert without the desert well? It is physically impossible. There are no other water sources anywhere, so to have 2 of them so close together, I'm holding myself back, don't get me wrong. But also this is wonderful for lazy people, because a desert temple is 4 opportunities. It's randomly generated, so my 4 opportunities are different to your 4. 4 opportunities at amazing loot like diamond horse armor, golden apples, let's see what else we can get right here, a bunch of gunpowder, some gold ingots, and even, if you're lucky, another golden apple. Also, obviously if you break down here, you get 9 TNT, so in addition to the free TNT from earlier, that's 10, you know, like total right here, 10 free TNT. Who doesn't love that? But it gets better, because you might have also spotted, again, just in front of the free loot that we got earlier, there is a village found right over here. So villages are always great for getting free food. I find this desert village to be slightly less great, but what I love is the fact that just to the east of this village, for people who decide, you know what, I don't like that village so much, because one of my biggest problems with getting free stuff, especially in real life, is how you have to talk to people to do so. You know what, this village fixes that problem by having free stuff in the form of furnaces, lava, and of course the most important thing, the blacksmith chests, which can contain anything from diamond, iron, armor, saddles, horse armor, etc. It fixes that problem by having not just one of these, but it also has a second one of these found just over here. What's that? Second blacksmith chest. What's that? No human interaction required for this one either. Sounds good to me. Saddle, apples, and gold as well. We can make ourselves some mega golden apple sandwich right here. It's wonderful, but it gets even better than this, because again, this is just a second free village that just happens to be in a spawn. If we head back towards the spawn, which we mark with beacon in Seed Sunday always, you'll see how it's not just that direction and that direction which are handing you freebies. Also, we've got amazing freebies to the south of this spawn right over here, because as you can see, we've got ourselves a Minecraft village. It's a village which is partially in the desert, which I find interesting. It has a cleric, as you can see, from the church, which is also in the desert. It looks kind of weird here. It looks like the Wild Wild West and real world, but whatever. It's an interesting thing to see, a plains village with desert villagers, and also some free food right here, because guess what? This is so ready for you to reap the rewards of. You know, who wants to make their own food in Minecraft when the villagers will just provide it for you, and they'll provide it in huge quantities, plus hay bales. Every hay bale can be converted into 9 wheat, which is free bread. So much free bread. Haha, I'm hilarious. But so much free bread. But then also, there's a desert temple over there. There's also a desert temple over there. Another 4 chests. It's incredible having a village and 2 desert temples this close to the edge of the desert. But it gets even better because as well as the free loot opportunities here, also this one right here has this fun little gap that you could probably trick your friends with, because it is a 5-block wide gap, which means you have to do it just perfectly if you want to get across. As you can see, you have to nail this jump, and you have to jump at the very last second. So yeah, do you want to risk your life and almost die? Here is how you do it. I don't know how that took me so many tries. Also, this particular ravine is wonderful for 2 other reasons. Again, it's the seed that just keeps on giving, because break a single one of these sand and you'll start a chain reaction looking like this. Oh boy, that is beautiful to see. And I mean, who's not in love with that? It looks like you did something high effort, but guess what? This seed has got you covered. And just in case you want to pretend you found a mob spawner all by yourself, because you know, sometimes we want to pretend like we've gone through the effort. Guess what? There's one found right here on the walls of this too. And just in here, we can see it's a skeleton spawner, a nice small one. Could turn into a farm easy. You can also find cat, because I mean, have 1 music disc doesn't sound like enough freeness for me. I want multiple music discs, multiple golden apples, multiple enchanted books. All of this stuff is found for free on this seed. By the way, although this seed is mostly focusing on the free generation, I really have to mention, oh wow, this is fascinating. I really have to mention the fact that just over here to the west of the spawn, just to the south of where this boat is, you'll find it pretty easily. There's this amazing savanna end biome. It has the most beautiful grass in Minecraft, in my opinion. Look at this grass color. Tell me you're not in love with it. But then better than that, we also have these huge floating islands. Look at the scale, the size of this thing, how perfect it is to live on. Again, this is a freebie in terms of terrain, so I guess any Minecraft seed will give you this, but just looking around at this just inspires me. Like, look, you can place skyblock here. You just need a water bucket and you need a lava bucket, and guess what? It's really easy to find both those things nearby. Anyway, let's go back to the desert, because as I mentioned before, every desert temple provides you with 4 chests. Every single village provides you with free food and trading and all the sorts of reciprocal benefits, but if you want to just loot it, you get yourself some hay bales, and you also get yourself some free chests sometimes. These chests can contain anything from bread to potatoes to a feather. Obviously, there's the beds here to loot as well, but it gets even better than these things, because if you're lucky, you might find some armor or even more bread. Wait, we can make a leather boot sandwich of this. But yeah, there's some incredible stuff you can find, just in the chest that can include emeralds. This loot is randomly generated every single time. Do keep that in mind. So it's going to be different in every single seed. But again, the fact that you can find so much loot in every single village that sometimes it's just food, sometimes has emeralds, sometimes has boots and armor is incredible. So keep that in mind, that every single desert temple is 4 chests. Every single village is potentially up to 4 chests, but we'll just say for now 2 chests on average. And let's talk about this one biome, this one desert biome. It's pretty big, I'll admit. Let's talk about how many free things it gives you. So 1 desert temple, 2 desert temple, 1 village right here. Let's continue through the rest of this. We'll leave us as soon as the biome ends, as soon as it's non-contiguously the same desert, we'll stop talking about it. But over here, we can see another desert village. Wow, that's 2 villages, is that? We can see another desert temple, another desert village. So 3 villages and 3 desert temples in the same biome. That's pretty great, honestly. Like, you could call it quits from here, but believe me, it gets better. Boom, what's that? Another desert village, a pretty small one and an abandoned one, but still another village with more chests and more loot. And more zombies to slay, if that's your thing. What's that? Another desert village. This one partially goes into a plains biome, which is fascinating to see, as you can see right there, but it is a very much desert village. Another desert temple. Another village. This one is a plains village, which is partially in the desert, but I think it counts. I mean, it's pretty clear to see why. It's pretty fascinating to look at as well. Another village, a pretty big one too. Look at the size of this thing. Another desert temple, and drum roll please. Oh, what's that? Do we have ourselves a desert well? Yeah, we do. So much better than all those other things combined. Water right here in the middle of the oasis. It's beautiful. It's a source of water you just don't otherwise find anywhere near deserts. There's just no sources of water, and it's incredible to see one of these. This honestly is rarer than all those other things combined. It's more unique than those other things combined. But bear in mind, as this desert tapers out, it has some interesting things at the edge of it. One of these desert islands you can see over there. Again, there's just something fascinating about that generation that isn't necessarily so normal for a regular sea like this. And bear in mind that there's another desert temple in a desert which is just over there. It doesn't count towards those huge numbers you can see right now, which is, by the way, a fascinating number of chests when you calculate it, like basically 40 chests worth of just Minecraft giving stuff to you. But in another, desert biome, which is just over the way, again, you have to climb over a savanna biome, so it doesn't count in those grand totals of free stuff given to you by one biome. But there is a desert temple found right here, and it's not just a normal desert temple, it's a desert temple which has gone slightly into the ravine that it is in. So yeah, super, super fascinating desert temple. Like, look at this height of sandstone right here. Always a quirky thing to find. Also, guess what? Because the ravine is made of sand, guess what we can do? Oh yeah, that is beautiful to see. And you can do it on both ends. You know what? This is Christmas come early for someone who just enjoys looking at physics, because the sand generates in places where it shouldn't be able to exist. So as soon as you break one block, all of it realizes it should fall over. It's a very fascinating little way Minecraft works. Just by block updating the block next to, or the same block or something, the block realizes that it shouldn't be where it is, and then it starts to do some weird things. And that's what leads to stuff like that. Anyway, there's so many other things about this seed we could mention, but for now, I'm just going to mention lots of freebies, lazy seed, so much to be found, villages, left, right, center. It's all the perfect biomes for being lazy in Minecraft. And here's the interesting thing about this seed. It's that, this is a sort of seed that I'm sure we could find one off every, few weeks if we really looked for, because again, it's just filled with amazing stuff that you can just loot for free, etc. And this is a sort of seed I used to upload a lot before Minecraft Bedrock, but I've come to appreciate that when you have an infinite world like people do in Bedrock, and this is something I kind of do in my own worlds too, like, you don't really need to take the free loot most of the time. This sort of lazy seed is something that people loved back in the console days when there were limited worlds and all that loot was just a nice little bonus because it was all close together. But I think in a Minecraft Bedrock world, when you have to travel thousands of blocks, some people actually prefer getting their loot by hand themselves, and I only offer this seed as like an alternative to that. It's not what most of this channel is going to be going forwards, and it seems weird to spend part of a video talking about something so great, kind of criticizing the benefits of it. But yeah, this is a seed for those of you who love the old Minecraft console days. This is a seed for those of you who want to have a lot of the effort taken away from you by the game. But that is something I know that a lot of you won't be doing, and most Seed Sundays will kind of reflect that. Like, I'll mention freebies as being a great thing, but I think the terrain, I think the rareness, I think these niche things that you can't control and can't make yourself are the things that are worth considering. Maybe Eye Offenders in a Portal are a great example. Maybe, like, again, amazing underwater stronghold designs and the weird TNT runs. These are the sorts of things I want to feature in the near future, so expect to see more of that. But yeah, just bear in mind, within a couple of thousand blocks of spawn, you can find all the free loot in the world. Obviously, in one desert biome, you can find all of that. But in biomes surrounding these, even closer to the ones I mentioned, you can find lots of other things, because Minecraft be crazy sometimes. Who would have figured? So, thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Give it a like if you did. Give it a share if you really did. And subscribe with notifications turned on if you want to, I don't know, get a message from me personally about how much I appreciate you. Or, more realistically, what you get is the feeling of satisfaction that you support a YouTuber that hopefully you enjoy the videos of, because it shows you more videos and then you can watch them, and then my eternal fear that people don't care about anything or any of the series we do goes away a little bit. Also, gives you lets you know when live streams are happening, which you might care about for reasons like how we found this video in the first place. Anyway though, thank you very much for watching, because I'll see you all next time. Bye.